Do we get a cutscene of stuff, like a big cutscene after Argus because it's leading into the 16th? I don't remember. Or maybe we don't get a big cutscene of any kind. It's probably just gonna be, Dorman telling us to go get that last one done. Oh, I'm gonna stretch my limbs. Been sitting still too long. Finally, the last Colossus. The ritual is nearly over. Thy wish is nearly granted. But someone now stands to get in thy way. Make haste, for time is short. I think this is the only, except for maybe the first Colossus, because I don't remember if he said anything about the first Colossus, but I think this is the only Colossus, other than maybe the first, where Dorman doesn't give you any kind of description or say, like, you know, it lusts for destruction, or any, like, any kind of, any words about what the Colossus is like or anything like that, because Dorman is just like, hey, last one, chop chop, get it done. So, the 16th and final Colossus is at the very bottom of the map. You see where it says F on the map down there? It's right there. So, we want to go basically straight towards the 8th Colossus, whose name I've forgotten again because it's the weird Japanese one, Koromori or whatever. Koromori. Malus's Latin name is Grandis Supernus. That's awesome. I like that. So, this is basically the same as when we ran to Argus. It's going to take us a little bit to run there, but it's a straight shot. There are, like, no small forests or anything like that. We're just going to run straight to them. We're also coming up on something that I really, really hated the first time I played the game, which is partially my fault. I'm going to apologize for that right now, back in 2018. There's a moment coming up where you have to do a run on aggro across a narrow platform. Like, aggro jumps onto a narrow platform, runs across it, and then jumps again to get you through it. And it does a really weird camera turn. And that weird camera turn plus... the weird camera turn plus aggro's controls being really iffy makes it where it's pretty difficult to make the run. And when I first played the game, I, like, died on it 2 or 3 times just from falling off because the platform collapses behind you. And I couldn't make aggro go straight enough to have it done. By the way, I think this is a fruit tree. Are there any fruit on this? Because I don't think I've gotten a single fruit in this playthrough. I think that's a fruit right there. What is that? Is that a fruit? Yeah, it's multiple fruit. So you can find these fruit throughout the world, and they give you HP buffs. What is... The arrow is not going where the reticle is aiming? That was strange. But just like... It's just like the lizards. You just walk up to it and press R2. You eat it, you get a little more HP, as you can see. Very nice. I didn't know that was the thing when I first played. But anyways... So when I originally played the game, I died on that little aggro jump that we're going to do in a minute here. Like, 2 or 3 times, and it reset me to the shrine every time I died, and I got really... really mad having to do that really strange aggro jump and dying on it and then having to run all the way back down to the very south. That's because when I originally played this game, I didn't know that you could pray at shrines for save points, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd have to go back and check. I'm pretty sure the game never actually tells you that you can press R2 to kneel at shrines and save at them. Or maybe it does. I think the game might tell you you can pray at shrines to save, but I don't think it tells you to press R2 to do that. I don't remember. I might have missed it entirely. It might be 100% on me. But point is when I originally played the game, I didn't know you could save at shrines. So whenever I died doing that, I would have to run all the way back to Malus. And it was really, really, really infuriating. But there's actually a shrine. Yo, Aggro, what's your deal, dude? There's actually a shrine right before that jump that you can save at for that express purpose. So I'm going to save at that one. I hope that I make the Aggro jump in one go. Because if I do that and then I don't die against Malus, that's going to give me another trophy. Because as I mentioned earlier, I haven't done a playthrough without dying yet, because even if I don't die against the Colossus, I always end up falling off an edge at some point. Yeah, I don't think this game has tutorials, like, period, that I can remember. It might tell you how to, like, pull out the sword with R1. I don't recall. But Shadow of the Colossus is one of those games where it's just like, yeah, part of the atmosphere is that they don't really tell you how to do anything and you just figure it out. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not something that I'm much of a fan of. Probably one of my very few complaints with the game. Alright, Aggro. Let's do this. Alright, so the jump is right up here. Dude, my ear is itching like crazy. I've got to, like, take my headset off for a second. Oh, my word. I don't know what the deal was there, but it was like, I got an itch on the inside of my ear so bad that I was like, I literally can't continue to play a video game without making that stop. So we're going to go up to this shrine real quick. Do the prayer. So now if I do die on this, it's immediately going to bring me back. Aggro, I didn't want you to come up here.
Aggro.
Get Aggro to come up here. Because there's a jump right here that only Aggro can make. Come on up here, Aggro. I'd rather let Aggro's AI maneuver it up here instead of me trying to. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I actually figured out the trick to this on my most recent playthrough is basically just line it up, press triangle, don't do anything else. And it should be fine. I'm actually gonna... I want to do, like, the full run. Go. Alright, so see, like, camera's gonna incredibly twist around. Just keep pressing triangle. Yep, didn't touch the analog stick at all. That's the trick to it, which I didn't know until my most recent playthrough. Aggro, no! No! Nothing is worth it anymore.
Oh, God.
I also really like this atmosphere. They make it rain when you fight the final Colossus for the entire fight. It's really nice. Horse or waifu, you only get one. I'll take the horse. Give me back the horse. Alright. So, we gotta go up here and fight Malus. Malus is really cool. I like Malus because, like, the first part of Malus's fight is basically an obstacle course, and then after that it's a parkour challenge to beat Malus. It's really neat. I don't know if hard mode will have, like, drastically changed any of that. We'll see. But fighting Malus is really cool. And Malus is a pretty neat Colossus. As all of them all are. Words. Other than Celosia. All my homies hate Celosia. Michael said he'd play Shadow of the Colossus when he gets a PS5. Because PS5 has that thing where it's going to give you, like, all... PS Plus. Oh dear, this is fun. That's, believe it or not, that's actually the second time I've made that mistake. Yes. This is why I can't speedrun, because I make horrible mistakes like that would just ruin my runs. But, Michael told me he'd play Shadow of the Colossus when he got a PS5, because PS5 is going to have that PS Plus thing where it's like you get all the old PS Plus games, and Shadow of the Colossus is one of them. So... he doesn't have a pre-order right now. Sly and Sly's nephew actually have a pre-order, so they're sharing a PS5. So Sly's gonna get to play PS5 games. But what the heck is happening? Okay, now we're good. But Michael and RTK don't have one yet. Hopefully Michael and RTK can both get one, and then Michael can play Shadow of the Colossus. Because I love it when my friends play games that I like. As long as they like it too. If they play a game I like and they don't like it, that's no bueno. But sometimes it do be that way. The thunder's kicking in, boys. Malus is just ahead. He's right up here, I believe. Yep. Oh yeah, you can already see him. There he is. Fun thing about Malus, his feet right there are actually bolted into the ground. He cannot move his legs. Also, just in case you're curious, Malus is not the biggest Colossus. Phalanx is. Phalanx is bigger than Malus is. And I'm pretty sure Malus is only like the 3rd or 4th biggest one. I don't know if Dirge is bigger than Malus, but I'm pretty sure Hydrus is bigger than Malus. Some people think that Malus is the biggest one because he's the last one and he's super tall, but he's not. So Malus is, I mentioned before, pretty much every time you fight a Colossus, when its eyes go yellow and it doesn't attack, Malus is going to do his attack there, which is shooting that laser beam. The Colossus always attack where you were when they took aim at you. They never attack it where you're going. Malus is the only exception, because his laser beams are heat-seeking. So it is impossible, basically. It's not impossible. There is one very, very specific route and set of inputs you can do that speedrunners do to where you can run straight to Malus. But unless you can do that very specific and very difficult setup of inputs, the only way to get to Malus is to run this little obstacle course using all of this cover and ducking into these little tubes. I don't even think they're tubes, but these little underground pathways to get closer to them. And it's really, really cool. So it's really, really nice. This is very enjoyable to me. I do have one complaint about Malus as a boss that I'll talk about. I gotta scratch my nose, sorry. I have one complaint about Malus as a boss that I'll bring up when we get to it, because it's near the end of the fights. Oh dear. We're fine, we're fine. That was close. So you can't really see Malus very well from there, but if you don't really quickly dodge roll this way, he is able to hit you on that little ledge. Like, his laser beam will nail you. This is the second to last pathway. We have one more pathway we have to go through after this. Oh man, rapid fire! Dude, I've never been hit there before. Oh my word, that knocked me all the way back here. By the way, you see this right now? I'm spamming every button I can. Like, Wander's staying down. When Wander gets hit, he stays down for ages. So when I mentioned earlier that Celosia can insta-kill you, Celosia will do that to you and stun-lock you to death if you're not careful. What is with this rapid fire? I've never had Malus rapid fire like that before either. That might be a hard mode thing, too. Oh, dang it. You can't get up from this corner over here, by the way, I'm pretty certain. This little ditch right here is just so that if Malus hits you down here, you have a chance to try again. Oh my word. That's definitely got to have something to do with hard mode. Go. You basically want to roll when you hear the sound effect. All right, that's the last one. So we're done with the obstacle course now. Really neat little section, really cool. I like it a lot. The obstacle course, I probably enjoy that part of Malus' fight more than the rest of it, honestly. But the rest of it is fine. Normally Malus only has one major sigil on his head, but he has a bunch of minor weak points that you have to hit to get his attention. So I don't know if that will be different in hard mode or not, but we're gonna find out. But the first thing you gotta do with Malus is you've gotta climb his stone skirt of justice here. Also, a really neat thing about Malus, by the way, you may notice if you compare him to every other Colossus, Malus is like the most humanoid looking of all the Colossi, really. And it's really neat that the last Colossus you have to kill looks incredibly human-esque. Because, as you'll see when we get near the end here, by the way, you can grab this ledge, and it doesn't look like you should be able to, but you can. And it always confuses me. But, you know, Wander, as he kills all of the Colossi and, like, absorbs the dark energy into himself, he becomes less and less human-like. So it's really neat that the last Colossus you fight is super humanoid. It's a neat little thing. Alright, so he's got this weak point, you gotta hit this one. This is the part of the Malus fight that it's cool, no doubt, but I kind of don't like it because I have a lot of trouble getting Wander to jump off of Malus's body onto his other body parts. Like, look, I'm trying to jump right now to the hand, but instead, Wander just keeps, like, grabbing onto, like, trying to jump upwards. It's really annoying. I try and aim the camera to where I can, like... Okay, there we go, I got it. I try and aim the camera a specific way to make it easier. Another thing I don't like about the Malus fight is that you're actually supposed to, like, stab his hand right here to make him steady his hand. Not this one, actually. You're supposed to stab his right hand to steady it. I think you can do it on this hand, too, though. But he doesn't have any weak points on this hand, but you're supposed to stab it anyway to make him become more stable. Which is, really annoying, because you don't really have to do that in any other fight. Normally, it's always, it shows a weak point, like right here, when it's like, hey, you're supposed to hit that. But for Malus, it's different for some reason. Alright, so here's another really annoying part. I'm going to try and angle the camera as best I can. So I sadly can't see Wander, but I think I got it. Okay, I did, good. I had one run against Malus to where I took like 8 minutes because I literally could not, I couldn't get him to, I couldn't get Wander to jump to his other hand. Help. So like, this is another annoying part where you have to like get his hand to be stable by stabbing it even though there's not a weak point. And then you actually have to shoot a weak point far away, which is like the first time you ever do that really confused me when I first played the game. It's not that bad, but it annoyed me when I first played. And assuming there isn't... Oh, what? Am I holding? Okay, I'm holding. I thought I didn't jump there for some reason. My jump didn't come out, but we're good. We're good. I didn't see any other major sigils anywhere. Hopefully there aren't any anywhere, because if there are, I don't know where they are. I'm hoping that his head has all of his remaining HP in it. Oh, dear. He's definitely jerking around a lot more than he normally does. Normally, he doesn't start jerking around until I'm on his head. Here we go. Good hit, good hit. Malus takes, even if you get full power hits, Malus takes a lot. He also shakes a ton, just like Argus does, so it's easy to run out of stamina. But it's also, much like Argus, if you can get back onto his shoulders and his back, you're pretty safe to stand there and regen your stamina. But I mean, we got this in the bag now, because I have so much stamina, I'm just never letting go of R2. We just gotta wait for our moments to be able to stab. Aw, dang it, I almost had. That probably would have killed. That was a full power one. I should just try and get a couple of mini stabs off, to be honest, because he shakes so fast. Come on, dude. Yeah, see, Argus is really annoying with this. Or not Argus, Malus, my bad. Argus is the 15th. I didn't go for a full power stab there because I was afraid if I went for another full power one, he would start shaking before I could stab. Now we just need one more small power one. Not enough. I tried to do a really fast one there. Got him. Nice. There you have it. All 16 Colossi defeated. We definitely beat the game in 16 hours. We also beat the game without any deaths because after you stab Malus there, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to die. I don't think we can die. Maybe you can jump off the edge somewhere in these last couple of seconds, but I'm pretty sure it's, like, impossible to lose. Also, you'll notice that when Malus dies, he doesn't, like, fall over. He just goes limp. That's because, like I said earlier, his legs are bolted into the ground. His feet are, I mean. So it's impossible for him to fall all the way over. We did it, chat. We did it. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of cutscenes at the end here, so we gotta sit through some stuff, but, the end of the game is upon us. There is one more little gameplay section, but I'm pretty sure you can't, like, die or anything during it. It's just a little... It's mostly there for, like, lore.